Much better. Now I can see what I'm doing, and when I'm showing you something, I can actually see it. I guess there's benefits for some people, but not for me. I don't like Live Studio. Now I know. What happened? I was going live using this like TikTok Live Studio thing on the computer, and it just kind of connected to my phone, used my phone camera, which is cool because then I could switch between my two phones and change the view or use both even. But it kept disconnecting from the phone. My live would pause, so we're not doing that. Not doing that. Well, I tried a new thing. I didn't like it, but I tried it. So anyway, we have antique gold on here instead of black because I'm going for a vintage vibe on this one, which is this really fucking pretty glitter. I don't use this enough. Every time I use it, I'm like, I need to use this more often because it's genuinely, it looks like antique gold. Who dis? Chris, what's up? Who dis? Who you? I haven't seen you live in forever either. I also don't go live surfing very much. Side chick disconnected. To add it to the camera, let's plug iPhone in with a cable. Oh, I can just plug it in with a cable and then it'll stop disconnecting. Alright, so maybe I need to give the Live Studio a chance again, but plug in the phone to the laptop. We will experiment with this at a later date. Chilling at work. Still at the same place. I love this color. I'm just saying, it's awesome. I love it. Oh, we're having a sale today, by the way. Trying to make more crap to help my daughter who thought it was a good idea to run for homecoming. She can do it. Different place? That's okay. This is the tumbler community. We have a problem with the first place. All of us have a problem with the first place. I don't know what the second place is, but maybe we like that one. But there is a sale. There is a overstock sale where everything is priced, it's marked, and then there's 10% off site wide. I just used the S word and they're gonna get mad at me for that. My bad, TikTok. But anyway, you can stack those. All the info is on the homepage. So this is my flower colors. We're going vintagey. We have rustic crimson, alabaster. Just ordered a cooler from Hog. I am broke now. And vintage peach. I like this one. I didn't know they had coolers. We are also using Crypt, which if I get close to the camera, you might be able to see the color shift in this one. It kind of switches to orange. I have this one in chunky too. I can't remember if it's obituary or mortuary, but it's one of the two. But it is a really pretty green. But that one's our leaves. Some pretty colors. They were using lunar sands, which is like it's a matte metallic and it is gorgeous. That's gonna be the ombre. It's not ombre from that to this one, which is Samara. There's an iridescent with a peachy golden shift. Which is cool because I have a ivory background. I don't know if you can kind of tell, but I'm using an ivory vinyl behind this instead of white vinyl. So this will pick up a cream color instead of staying stark white and help with the vintagey vibe. So I'm excited to see how that comes out. But those are our goals today. So I am leading with rustic crimson. for our first set of flowers. I feel like we need a lead with the red up top. And don't judge my seam, y'all. I cut it. I fucked up when I trimmed my template. Haven't made a tumbler in a very long time. Are you gonna jump back in eventually? You gotta make her some homecoming shoes. You gotta make some homecoming shoes. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I missed an outline there. I was gonna have to wait. So let's say, for the sake of argument, this will be peach and yellow. So that'll be peach. That'll be yellow. Which means this will be peach. Which means this will be peach. Okay, sorry y'all, hold on, let me close this down because it's still trying to connect to my phone for some. Everything is working against me today. I switched to Spotify a couple of weeks ago. Amazon Music was getting on my nerves. Yeah, Spotify is our go-to. I switched from Amazon Music, I don't know, 2016, 18. I don't remember why, but no regrets. Peach, yellow, peach, red. Decide on a dress first. Well, that's fair. Forgotten everything. I kind of felt similarly when I jumped back into going live. Like I cut my first template, my 30 ounce, the wrong size. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Peach, yellow, peach, yellow, yellow, peach, red. I played Deep Focus just because I could. Did I send you the link for that? I was kind of disappointed. So Deep Focus, I mean, I love it for my live background music, obviously, but it fucks with me when it comes to like Spotify has all these fun like Spotify Wrapped, and like recently they had this nostalgic thing. So like the first song you ever played on Spotify kind of thing, and then your most played song. And one of my most played songs is an artist that's in this playlist, like an instrumental. And I go, come on now, can I exclude this playlist from all those fun things, because that's not a reflection of me. That's a fraction of work. And I'm not going to get a business Spotify account just to avoid that. So here we are. Peach, yellow, peach, yellow, yellow, peach. Okay. All of our reds are gold. I like Spotify because there's this new thing. I mean, that's not why I like it. I like it anyway, but there's this new thing where you can like message people within Spotify. So it's like a social network inside of it, sort of. There used to be a thing where you can like show what you're listening to. So if your friends are on like a desktop version of the app, maybe mobile, I don't know, you can see what people are listening to. I never used that part of it. I just seen people pop up on the side. But I do like that when I send somebody like a link to a song or something, I don't have to send it through text or messenger and have it get lost. You can send it right through Spotify. And then it's just saved there. So you never lose it. Brie, hello. I think I want to... I think it's one of those ones that need a little bit more help. Did anybody miss the planner updates yesterday? Because, well, even if you didn't, I have more updates today because I put it together to an extent. I still have to do dividers and tabs, so I gotta figure out that I put it together. This glitter is so soft. So here are my vintagey vibe flowers currently. And somehow I have a tiny piece of template stuck in there. Updates? Yes, we have updates. The planner I was thinking about doing digitally, but I changed my mind. I actually have a long-term goal with the planner was going to be part of that goal, just a little different, so that part is shifting a little bit, but keeping it physical ties in that long-term goal with the planner. So it wasn't really going to be a planner entirely in terms of like a calendar. Originally, it was going to be a little bit different. So now I'm including a calendar in it, which makes sense, but it's kind of shifting what my original plan was for it. But anyway, here we go. So right now we have antique gold instead of black for the outline, which gives it that vintagey vibe instead of having that harsh black, which I really like. So this is going to be fun. But before I get too far into anything, I need to pull this outline that I missed. And I also have an ivory, where'd it go? Color background on this one instead of a white or a black. So when I put my clear on it later, it will be cream based instead of oh man, oh, I pulled too much over there. I completely missed this one, but I pulled too much on that one. Oh well. I designed the cover and I have the cover made. You want to see the cover? I like it. Anna, hello. Alright. Since Bree said duh. So this is a cover for the planner. With a freaking light hanging on it, but this is the cover for it. So, it's that. Oh, this is incomplete, but it's in there. And this is the inside cover. And then the back of it is this. But yeah, I did end up cutting the pages out today, so you can actually see it now. How you flip through your weeks but still have your full month under here always. And I'll go through everything with you guys if you want to see it all, but content calendar, and I'll go through it in more detail. Tumbler progress, which I punched this on accident. Whoops. Design center, which is my freaking favorite. I love this. Somebody requested putting supplies used on here too, which I may switch this up and do a set of 2 instead of a set of 3 to include that on there. I'm not sure. Or I can do little clip-ins like this, where you can clip in supplies used if you want to. We have the theme planning page, which I'll go over with you guys later. Wish list and growth planning. But then your overview page, which helps you track your sales, reminds you to visit all these pages, and the whole system, it works together. So even on your weeklies, it reminds you to check in with other things. And then you also have live results that you can record on here optionally, and there is a legend down here to explain what everything is, but I'll go over that stuff later. But after cutting all this off, I feel like this was really wasteful. Good morning. So I think on these pages, instead of just putting the calendar underneath like these where I cut it off, I'm gonna put 4 columns under here meant to act as extensions for each day. So if you do need to extend your day, there's not enough room there, like if you use the live results section, then you can clip in a little thing just to extend from there, you know, that you don't have to use, but you can if you want to. I think I might do that, but anyway, that's where I'm at right now. But I'll go over all that in detail with you later because it's a really functional system and I really like it. Husband, hello. Anybody who's interested in this, if you search planner on my spiderweb, you will find a listing for this. It's not anything that I have to fix it, obviously, before I can get it out there, but there's a notify me button at the bottom, so when it does become available, you'll know. But that's what purpose that serves currently. But we'll go over that in more detail because I'm really excited about the planner. And there are stuff that you think you would want included. Let me know as well because I am keeping a list of those things so I can design more pages and stuff. But I'll show you my planner and how I use everything, just to give you guys a better idea of its function and usefulness. It's starting to get hot in here, husband. The day is getting warmer. All right, is that everything? Amanda, did I roll over my paper again? I think I did. I need to laminate the back of mine. I didn't. The ones that I sell for you guys, the custom ones, they're laminated on both sides. I did not laminate mine, but I think that would have helped me when I ran it over with my chair. So this one is Crypt, which is very pretty and shifty. This one's also in a chunky. It's called Mortuary or Obituary, one of the two, I don't remember. They're both similar, they just shift different colors. But that's what we're using for our leaves. Hello, how's it going? Oops. My bad. Has anybody started their project box tumblers? I hope so, because we have 5 days. Well, not 5 days. Like 10 days, but still. I'm really excited for. Oh shit! I need to make mine. I was really excited for this month's project box because of that vinyl, and then I got so busy I completely forgot. I love the vinyl set in this month's box. The pew pew on that video came out so dang cute. Oh, the one from yesterday. Debbie, you're slacking. Oh, this green is beautiful. Did y'all see it shifting? The orangey color and the green. And if I zoom in, it's so pretty. I think if I take it out from directly under this light, you might be able to see it better. But these wraps, these are templates. So I sell the template. It's a digital file that you'll cut and then Cricut or Silhouette. The wrap itself is template tape. It is linked in the bio. It's also on my spider web. But I'm loving the vintagey vibes of this so far. I messed up my seam. I trimmed too much, but we gonna deal with it. I haven't talked to Kelsey in a while. You are welcome. Maggie, I have in my bio, there's a link. It's a template tumbler how-to guide. It's pretty long. I forgot how long it is. I want to say it's like 45 minutes, but it's everything start to finish for these. It's the tips, the tricks, the supplies. It has literally everything. So if you have any questions, it's there. And also on the, I hate that I'm so restricted with what I could say. On my spider web, which is this, I have a live replay section. So you can go back and look at all my lives. And it spans back to 2021 or 2022. And you can see me, watch me do all kinds of different designs to kind of get inspired that way and see how I did it. That was so far. Thank you. You need another bookshelf tumbler. I have some new ones. If you go on here, under shop, there's a digital section. And I added filters to all the templates. So now you can go and search by theme rather than just searching through like hundreds of random designs. And there's one called, I think it's Books, Work, and School or something. But all of the library designs are in there. There's quite quite a few. I released, I think, 2 more kind of recently. I know I released 1 more recently, but I want to say there was 2 more that I released recently. Yeah, the cat lady, the crazy cat lady one, and then the cozy one I released. You are welcome. I got a little bit, I didn't realize that piece was lifted up. I got some green in there. You can get it out. Love these 2 colors together. Thank you, man. You had one you made on live still. I mean, I have several libraries that I made before. Damn it, TikTok. Commercial disclosure and paid marketing. Leave me alone. Live visibility restricted for 5 minutes. Hold on. Let me read the fine print. The restriction will be removed once you add products to the TikTok shop shopping cart or turn on content disclosure. Well, listen, when I turn on content disclosure, then you do restrict my live. So you're a fucking liar. I'm just saying. I'm gonna turn it on. I'm gonna test this theory. TikTok. I don't trust you though. Just saying. Alright. So I have several of them. This is one of them. This one's one of my favorites, the witchy vibe ones. I have, oh man, I forgot about this one. My lunar one, my lunar moth. I love it. She's finished. I have another witchy vibe. And some of these glow. I don't remember which ones they are, but some of them glow. And then I have this Under the Sea one. So the Under the Sea one, you can actually take on the template itself. You have a bunch of things in here, but they're made that you can literally take them out. They're not connected to the seam. So for this one, I took them out. But that is that one. And I have others that are not glittered or not epoxied yet, like this one. Oop, throwing things. That one's not finished. This one I made a long ass time ago. This one's also not finished. It looks small. And then this one is my last library I think I have. This one is blacklight reactive and it's really cool. Hey Google, turn the office lights off. Hey Google, turn the office lights off. Why you always gotta be complicated? You leave my fan on. Hold on. The only thing that it does not control is this lamp, but anyway, yeah, this one's blacklight reactive. What did I say about the Under the Sea one? The Under the Sea one has a bunch of stuff in the doorway, but it's not connected to the outline. So if you wanted to remove it and just keep the center empty, you can. Very cool. So which one of my libraries? So this one I think glowed. Is this glow or is it something else? Maybe it doesn't. I thought it did. Maybe I lied. Oh, the ghost glow. And then this one just looks like it's black light reactive. Some of the colors in it glow. Ew, look at the Luna. The Luna looks freaking cool too. Oh, and she glows. Nice. I don't know what the books do. Yeah. Oh, do they? No, maybe not. Oh, that does. There we go. But yeah. Oh, libraries. Wish it wasn't broke. Unfinished goes back. I have these that I did. The potion ones that I started on the mason jar. I just never finished them. The green one and the blue one. I love these. They are so cool. But yeah, the Under the Sea template, you have like a shark coming in. There's a trident, crab. I think the crab might be connected to the line work down here, but you can cut it off with a X-Acto knife or something. But everything else in here can come out. It's not connected to the seams. The crab overlaps on the sand, so I think his legs are. Wondering why that drawer was open. My flashlight goes in there. Anyway, we're back. I'm loving how cool this looks. Changing your outline color from black to something else completely changes the vibe. It takes the intensity out of it and lets it lean towards that vintagey feel. Debbie, you see how my vinyl is not white back there? It's cream. I stuck your matte ivory vinyl behind it this time, so the white won't be white when I do it later. So, tumbler creators in here, what do you struggle with? Because I'm trying to think of other things to put in the planner. Like, I know I want to put in like tumbler like dimensions for wraps and vinyls and stuff. I want to put in useless, like not useless information, but information that you find yourself having to look up often. Like, I want it to be available easily in there, like a little cheat sheet or a hub or something. So what do you need? What are your frustrations? Because I'm wondering if I can use that to create something that would help. Cleaning tips. Yeah, so fish eyes is one thing I want to put in there, is how to combat fish eyes. But cleaning tips, like cleaning out epoxy, is that what you mean? Bubbles. Where's my, maybe a spot to write in what depth. Oh yeah, that's a good point. I'm mascara. I'm gonna use it pink. I need. Oh, I almost knocked my cup over. Cleaning bubbles. Cut depth. That's a really good idea, actually. Cutting settings, yes. Burning. Good ideas. Even people who are not making tumblers, I know I kind of said tumbler creators, like if you're interested in getting involved in making tumblers, like what are your questions as someone who's not in the field already? Because a lot of times people who've been doing it for a while, we don't think of little the simpler questions. We're thinking of the more complicated ones. Types of glitters, differences, similarities. That I actually have written down. I'm gonna write it down again, but I do have that written down somewhere. Glitter. Types. Even like how to use them in terms of like applying it regular or burnishing or, you know, mixing in resin, you know, like different ways you can use it rather than just pouring it on, and which ones work best for what thing. My brain is going right now. Don't mind me. I got red mixed in here. This is gonna be a peach going in here, so I don't need to worry too much. Just make some room. All right. These are going to be peach, velvet peach. I love this one. Look at this finish. It is so pretty. Taking something like this and applying it with epoxy instead of glue is pretty cool, because like you can actually get this finish, because if I just jump it on here, you're not going to have the same finish. It'll be similar, but they won't be laying flat like this, and even burnished, it's not going to be exactly the same. But if you apply with epoxy, you apply a really thin layer of epoxy on a tumbler when you apply it this way. But if you put a little bit more than just an adhesive layer of epoxy, when you apply it to your cup and then hit it with the heat gun, your glitter is going to sink into it a little bit and they will naturally fall flat and give you that look. I need to do that on video for you guys so you can see the difference. I do want to rub this in actually. This is such a pretty color. I'm so old now. I find myself liking colors that I judged my mom for liking when I was, you know, I don't know, 13. Reboot. Oh. Yep. I was seeing videos of people complaining about it lagging. I don't really scroll through TikTok like that. If I'm on here, it's, you know, work related. But when I was looking up videos on like if other people had issues downloading their lives, I kept coming across people complaining about lag. Watching creators. So it seems to be a common problem right now. It's so pretty. I love the outline color. I love that it's not harsh black. I know I keep saying that, but I just really, I'm glad I made that decision. I was thinking about using Determination. And then I changed my mind. I wonder if I can take this closure off now because I don't, no. They won't let you. Once you turn it on, that's it. Tucked away. But house pretty and dainty. Yeah. It is. We're going vintagey. Vintage is the vibe. Oh, how? Never mind. I was wondering, like, what? I love it. Hi, what'd you put this stuff on? Glitter. Hello. I actually use template tape, which is linked in my bio. It's like a double-sided adhesive, so typically it comes in a giant sheet. I cut this one down, but it has a blue backing. When you remove this, it's sticky here, and that side sticks to the tumbler. And when you peel off this white part, to think of this as like the back of a sticker. So when I'm working with the tumbler, as I'm peeling off this white layer, the glitter sticks to the adhesive underneath it. The tape part itself is clear. It just has a blue backing and a white top. So you cut it on like a Cricut or Silhouette with whatever design that you want, and color by number pretty much. This one I backed with an ivory color. I backed my template tape with usually black or white vinyl, but I'm going with a vintagey vibe today, so I wanted an off-white. That's how that works. There's a how-to guide in my bio. It's a start to finish video that links all the supplies and all the tips and tricks and everything else if you want to watch that. Or you can hang out and ask questions. That works too. My last set of roses are going to be alabaster. We do have a sale going on the website. It's kind of a two-part sale. So we have a global 10% off site-wide with the code is new things coming, all one word. But the double part of that is the overstock glitters are already discounted, so the price is marked. But you can use a 10% off code on top of them, and that ends up saving you like I don't know if it's like 15 or 20%, or in between there maybe, I don't know. But yeah, you can stack the savings. So that is currently active. And if you haven't been on there in a while, I recently redesigned the website, and I added filters to templates. So when you're sorting through your template designs, like this one's the rose bouquet template, you can filter by theme now instead of just going through hundreds of designs aimlessly. So we have some improvements going on. I miss being alive, man. I like teaching people. It's fun. I miss it. Sneaky red. My nails are not long anymore. So when this happens and you get a color in there that shouldn't be in there, like this had red in it, I'm just taking my nail, use an X-Acto knife, use whatever you want, and I'm pushing it to the side. You can use an X-Acto knife or even like your weeding tool, depending on how small of a thing it is, and you can literally just grab it off of the template. You can also use a blade and use that to kind of shuffle it around if you don't want to use your nails. And you can usually just shove it into the outline and it kind of disappears. What kind of material did you use for this? Current live restricted for some audiences. Your live contains themes that some may find uncomfortable and has been restricted. Commercial disclosure. Yeah, but you also said if I turn on content disclosure, you would take it away, liar. Sorry, I have a bad relationship with this platform. Material to use for this. I used template tape, which is a double-sided adhesive. It's linked in my bio. And I am running 10% off right now if you use New Things Coming as a discount code. But it comes in a sheet. This one's cut, but it's longer. And it has a blue backing, and it's sticky, and the side sticks to your cup. And the front side is just a white silicone coated paper. So you load that into your Cricut or Silhouette, you cut out whatever design you want, stick it to your cup, and then it's kind of pull in color by number. But there is in my bio, it's a template tumbler how-to guide. It's a full start to finish video on everything. It links all of the supplies. It gives you a bunch of tips and tricks, and it'll keep you busy for a while. It's about 45 minutes long, but it has all the information in there. It is fun. I haven't made a template tumbler in a long time. I did the first one, first time, I guess, back in 6 months was Monday. So I'm jumping back into it. I have some more that I need to finish, like my balloon animals up there, my libraries. There's a lot of tumblers over there I need to finish. Having this grid on my background is nice because then my OCD can like try and make it level, but then it kind of sucks because my OCD also knows that I'm not going to be able to make it level. And this one screw is loose forever and always making it difficult for me to level things out. And I tighten it, but it untightens again. So we are going in with Alabaster, which is like a pearlescent matte yellow. I don't know, I know the 10% off applies to this. It applies to everything on the website right now, but I don't know if this is one of the ones that's also discounted, the overstock discount. Because if it is, then you get the overstock, which is already price marked, and then the 10% off on top of it. So there's a lot of glitters on there that are cheaper than normal right now. I think there's like 40 different colors that are overstocked right now that are already reduced. I forgot I have my fan on high. I'm over here wondering, like, why is my glitter flying? I found out Monday when I got off live. It was kind of cool in here, but when I walked out there, it was like 85 degrees. Like, why is it so hot? And I thought my AC was froze up. So I turned it off for like hours. Turned it on the next day, it still wasn't working. Turns out the whole unit fried. We found out yesterday when we had a tech came out after my husband tried fixing it, and the whole thing's fried. So we need to get a new AC unit. So right now I have my fan on high because we're in Florida. I do have these mats on the site too. This one has my branding on it, but you can choose from like the ones that I have that are pre-branded like this, or you can design your own in like Canva and upload that image and have it printed with your own logo for when you go live. But these are listed on there. They're in two finishes. You have the matte, which is great for like glitter and for going live because it doesn't reflect the light. But I also have, I don't know where my glossy one went. I don't know. But there's also a glossy finish you can get on it too, but it reflects your ring lights pretty bad. But it is great for glue and paint and mica because it doesn't get stuck inside the little matte finish. So I would keep that in mind, but I love my matte ones, but I do have one glossy one just for those. All right. All right, so this is our Vintagey Vibe Rose Tumbler with my seam that I trimmed a little bit too much. I'm on the fence about whether or not to try and fix this. I could show you guys how I would fix it, even though I really don't feel like doing it right now, but it might be helpful for somebody. Especially for something like this, where it's a single color. Let me show you. You have to kind of play with it a little bit. So I know it's wider here and skinnier here. And cut bigger than you think, because even though it looks small, you'd be surprised. think it's too fat at the top, maybe. The bottom was nearly perfect. One thing I like to do too is if you're working with a piece of tape that's longer, as you have more room to play, you can play with your angles. You can do the bottom a little bit wider than you need to and the top a little bit thinner than you need to, because then you can literally just put it in the hole and slide it up until it fits. And then it's just perfect. Field day. I miss those days. Those were fun. Back when we were babies. I think I did the same thing all over again. I don't think my top part's skinny enough. It's not, I just cut it the exact same size. All right. Taking my advice about it's usually bigger than it is. Won't comment on that. I know what it sounds like. The men in here can be like, yes, you. All right, I think I got it this time. Yes. So that's what I would do. So in here it actually fits perfect. In here it's a little bit wider, and I could keep playing with it. I don't really want to. I'm trying to be smart and educate, so well, I guess that doesn't do with being smart because I fucked up 3 times, but anyway. So I'm actually going to trim it completely off on the top end and let it sit within it on the bottom. There we go. I was trying to be too safe and it wasn't working, but now it fits. So when it comes to this, yeah, no, it fits in there perfectly. I use the back of my nail and smush it in there. I forgot what I was gonna say. Did the backing come off of it? Oh no. Husband, I didn't even know you were in here. I knew you were in here earlier. I didn't know you were still in here. Trying to get the backing of the vinyl up, but all I seem to be doing is lifting the front of it. There it goes. So it is a little finicky, but you can fix a seam that you messed up. It's definitely doable. I was using the back of my nail to really sandwich it in there, but you don't have to. You can use a tool. My teacher, I went to school for cosmetology, nails, not a whole shebang, and my teacher was always telling me, nails are not tools. Like, do you know where I came from? My nails are tools, man. Sorry to break it to you. Smoked. See, you say that and it makes you think you're smoking, but you don't smoke. And I forgot what you said that meant yesterday or Monday. You told me. You know you told me, but I don't remember. But anyway, that's how you do the same thing. You do the same thing like that. I like the creamy base color rather than the harsh white. I did not do a good job cleaning the glitter out of this. My bad. Or poking it down right there. Did not do a good job with that either. There we go. All right, so we're gonna do an ombre on the side. We're gonna use this piece. We're gonna use Lunar Sands, which is this beautiful matte metallic gold color. I absolutely love this. And we're also gonna use Samara, which is a white iridescent that shifts a peachy gold color. And this is why I have a cream colored base instead of a white base. So this will pick up the cream color and not have a harsh white with my vintagey vibe. So I am going to snag me a fluffy brush so I can do my ombre. So we're gonna start with Lunar Sands. Because I don't know, man, it's so pretty. Look at this. Even inside the jar and the back end of it. It's such a beautiful color. I'm having a moment, I'm sorry. I'm just over here Googling. All right. Anyway, fluffy brush. Angle your tumbler because gravity is your friend. I know I want it dense here, and then I want gravity to ombre for me. So I'm going to drop it where I want it opaque, which is here. So I'm going to get my coverage. And my fan being on high is going to make this difficult for me because glitter is going to go everywhere, but bear with me. This is upright, this is sideways. So we are pretty harshly angled here, but your glitter will literally just cascade for you and create that ombre effect. So as you're starting here where you want it to drop on your strong opaque part, as you're going out, because you have less on your brush, instead of dropping right here on that opaque part, you can start to go out if you want your glitter to drop further. And that will bring it down a little bit more. Because dropping it directly over it is going to give you that harshness that we don't want. So kind of consider that. So that is our ombre for that. I love Lunar Sands. Me too. I just want to stare at it all the time. So I am going to rub this in here. This is one of those glitters that need to be rubbed in to have like better coverage, but only at the very edge because I don't want to mess up my ombre if I do it anywhere else, which it would. So whenever you dip your brush, always tap off once slightly just to get the bulk of it off, especially when you're ombreing, because you don't want that bulk to fall. And your first couple hits always hit where you want it opaque, so you can judge how the glitter is falling and then gradually move outwards once you kind of trust what it's doing, and that will give you the control that you want to give you that smooth ombre. I'm not gonna worry about, yeah, well, why not? I love this one. I'll save it. So I'm gonna go with Samara. I'll be a little bit more messy with this one because I don't need to worry about it. I kind of made my ombre with this, but I most likely am gonna go back in with Lunar, just to fill in some gaps once I get this kind of all on there. So doing the same thing. I know I want it strong coverage up top, so I'm just dropping it directly on it. I'm not going to be ombreing anything right there, so I'll go ahead and cover that too. And then we do the same thing. We drop, because this is our first drop, and I did not hit it first. So we go and drop it and kind of study the glitter and how much is falling off and where it's falling. And then we can slowly move outwards. And as we move outwards, it also helps to tilt your tumbler down more to kind of protect what's going on. And because I don't have a lot on my brush, like there's a lot centered there, but it's not all falling, I'm not afraid to move out farther and let it drop farther down because I see how it's behaving and I can predict the movement. So that is our tumbler. Now that I have the white part protected in a sense, like it's holding its own, I'm gonna go back in here with Lunar a little bit and drop it, overlap it more on the clear area, on the white, because I don't have to worry about making a mistake and going too far up because it's already filling in the majority of it by itself. So I'm just dropping it and essentially doing a finer blend towards the top. But I'm not going to go all the way up. I'm just bringing it up high enough to where it's not only the white up there. And then I'm going to do the same thing with Samara. Dip it in there, knock it out. Well, you guys can't see what I'm doing. Dip it in there, knock it off. And then this one, because it's transparent, I'm really not worried about what this does on top of the gold. So I can be pretty violent if I want to, dropping this clear just to get that blend. And then I'm going to rub it in. I don't rub the dark one into the lights. I always start with the light color and I rub it into the dark color. Because mistakes can happen if you do it opposite. Once you get it in there, you can pretty much do what you want. And that's just making sure everything is stuck. I'm not burnishing. It's kind of light. I'm just making sure that it's stuck. But this is our finished tumbler. So I'm going to show you the shift of Samara. It is very, very pretty. I hope it's coming across to you guys, that peachy shift. It's like a peachy gold shift. And the white, I love it. So you can see my seam where I've had to fix it, but it looks a lot better than, and this is less noticeable if you're not working with a transparent glitter like the white one, but like in the gold, you can see it a lot less down there. But with the opaque or transparent glitters, it's a little bit more evident, but it looks a lot better than it did before I fixed it. But it's nearly invisible from here to here. I don't see it at all. But You can't see it up there, but that is the tumbler. So pretty. Thank you, man. I love the vintagey vibe. So what's I don't have a tumbler to show you. Doing the outline, not doing harsh black. If I did harsh black, it would look very coloring book. But because my outline isn't black, it's a antique gold color, it kind of sets the tone and gives it more of a sepia tone, which leans into the vintage vibe that I was going for. So even if you were going to do, let's say you were using two colors for this entire tumbler, a dark pink and a light pink, outline with dark pink, fill in with your light pink, and then compare that to a black outline and a pink. It goes from coloring book to having a mood. So play with your outline colors. Always make sure they're dark enough to not compete with your inner color, but it will completely change the mood or vibe of the tumbler that you're doing when you play with that. Even grays, or like this one, I use a bronze instead of using black. For this one, I used a bronze color for my outline. But you can see how it helped to set the stage for how this tumbler came out. And if I did black, again, it would look very coloring book. So it is one way to sort of level up your designing, is to just change your outline color. One time I did a library and I did the outline for the library itself, like these lines, dark pink, and I did the ends inside light pink. And then, you know, to my books, whatever. But just that decision, like you can use a different color outline for different things, but just doing it, or like the potion one I did one time, I had different color potions, and if it was a green potion, the outline for the bottle was green and the inside was a light green, and it just gave it a whole new vibe. So it's a fun way to, a simple way to really switch things up. I gotta find that one. Oh, look. See what I mean? Pink, pink, green, green, purple, purple. It looks better than just black on some things. It gives it a mood. I forgot I had this one up there. That's what I'm talking about. That kind of thing. It's subtle, but it makes a difference. I feel like I'm preaching. I'm not meaning to. I'm just trying to make sure it's understood, I guess, for the people who are interested. But I like it. This is makeup. So my live from Monday, typically when I go live, I upload them to the website under the live replay section so y'all can rewatch it. But for whatever reason, I am still not able to download that live. It's processing 0% and never lets me download, even if it's sitting there for literally 2 days. So I am hoping that this one I can upload. If not, I don't know. I'm gonna figure something out. But we'll see. Anyway, I am going to hop off here. I plan to be back on Friday. I see something come up over here, but I can't see it. Oh, there it goes. Oh, your cups are beautiful. I'm just having trouble commenting on my end. Oh, you're good. TikTok's having fun today, I guess. I was having problems earlier too. But yeah, that's what we got. Let me show it over here out from underneath this light so you can see it differently. But that is it. But I do plan to be back on live Friday. I don't know what I'm doing yet, but I do plan to be back on there. So stay tuned. And if you guys have, oh, do you want me to go over the planner real quick? I don't know if there's anybody that was waiting on that. I will show you. The Tumbler Maker's Planner. I need to copy my planner, some of my planner stuff into this one, just so you can see it being used and like how it works. So this is what I am working on. This is a mock-up. It doesn't have everything in it. Yeah, I have 6 months in here, but this is a tumbler maker's planner that I am working on. So if you guys have ideas as I'm showing you this stuff, let me know. I need to change the size of my cover, and the first page is not going to be dark. That was a bad idea. I'm gonna go a lighter mauve with it, but this was just me testing the paper. So the planner is going to have an annual, which I haven't printed yet, but it's going to have your monthly overviews that will touch on different sections to help keep you on track with like different tumbler related things. You can also track your sales here. And then if you're in like April and you have a plan for October, rather than searching through and trying to find that day, you can just jot it here on your main page. And then when you come to October, you can actually like put it in wherever, and also prioritize like goals or whatever you want to do here. But my favorite part of this planner is the fact that you always have your month, ignore that, you always have your month in full view down here. So like the one that I personally use every day right now, you can see your month no matter what, and your weeks, they just flip. So note to self, you just flip through your weeks. So if you have things that need to be done every single day or on certain days or whatever, you can just jot them down here and then transfer as a task list if you wanted to. And then written here small, I have a live results section. So if you want to track your lives, you can put title, and there's a legend down here that tells you what all that's for. But if you want to use this, you can. If not, it's faded out, so you can write over it. So you put your title, your sales, the highest view count for this live, your new followers for this live, and any notes that may have attributed to whatever your goals are, you know, sales, views, followers. That way, if you're struggling on what to do next time you go live, you can kind of go back in and look like, if you're going for views, like, well, this one had high view count. Let me check my notes and see what was special about that one that helped me. So you can like kind of find the patterns and things that repeat. So that's what the goal is with this. And while cutting this today, I realized, because I had full pages for these and then cut them all. I'm sitting here thinking like, how wasteful is it to have all this paper? So I think what I'm going to end up doing is with a planner, I'm going to change these pages to have 4 columns here meant to be an extension for these. So if like this isn't enough room for you one day, you can clip in an extension to use here for the rest of your day. So I think that's what's going to end up happening. But then as you're going through your month, if you realize you're low on something, you can write down the stuff that you need to order. I love this. I collect planners like Pokemon. I never use them. Well, that's, I do too. I'm a stationary whore. But that's why I want to make this, because I've been using this system for a while and it's really functional for me. I also have a lot of strictly me related like business stuff that just helps keep me on track. I want it to be practical and functional, and that's why I'm creating this planner specifically for Tumblr people to help us stay on track. But there's different things in here that I'll go over. It's in the back, but it keeps you on track. So it's not just like a reference. It's not just, hey, you have these things in here and you forget about them and you'll never actually use the functionality of them. You're reminded on your overview page, and you're reminded over here every week to check these things. So it's meant to be an efficient thing, not just a calendar. I did mess up on one thing. I have to fix it. The month of October, I still had September's calendar in here. This one was fine, but I gotta fix this one, so I gotta reprint that page. But then we have your content calendar. Now this is, I have a big one in here that I'll kind of show you my very spotty content calendar. Over here is like stuff that I have a lot more that's actually in here. Content that I have filmed and ready to post. I just write what the title of it was and the date that I filmed it on here, and that's kind of the section to remind me like, hey, I have all this stuff that I can post, and those things would just go right here. So as soon as you film and edit it, stick it on this, and then when you're ready to actually post something, you can schedule it and you can just get a visual of like, okay, I have stuff going on this day, let's spread it out and stick it here. I need some content to fill this gap. So that's kind of what this is. So that's this version of that. And then when you turn the page, you can migrate anything you haven't done yet over to this, so you still have that visual, and then you can write content ideas over here on the side. So I do have that, and then this is a Tumblr progress page. So if you're anything like me and you just have Tumblrs that you have sitting there forever and you haven't finished them and you need to, write every Tumblr in here, because then when you do the base, you can be like, all right, I got a base coat. Seal it. So when you're looking in here, like, all right, this one's ready for design, let me do that, you know? And then your final coat is your final seal. But then the Tumblr's done, and oftentimes we're just like, yeah, check it off our list and put it to the side. But the thing is, we still need to film a video and post it so we can put it out there, list it on our website, and we need to sell the thing. So like, it's kind of a reminder that like, yeah, we did it, but we're not done yet. So that's what this is for. So I have like my old version of it was this. So it was nice to kind of go through here and be like, I need to make progress on something today, and I can kind of see where my gaps are and be like, well, let me just check one box off at least and work on that one, that kind of thing. So it gives you a visual. But I find myself forgetting about this, which is why on my weeks, it reminds you to check your progress. So that's on there. And I'm gonna add something as a reminder to add it to your content calendar too, so we don't forget that part. I did mess up and cut both sides of this page, but of course that won't be in the final product. And then my favorite one is the design center. So you have I hit buttons up here. You have your tapered, like Stanley style tumbler, as well as your skinnies here. So you just outline whichever one you want to do and then design. You can swatch your colors, name it, and add some notes. Someone suggested also having a spot to put like supplies that you used. So I'm thinking either redesign this page to where you have 2 tumblers on a page instead of 3, so you can do that, or I can front and back this page to where you can do your designing here, and then after you design it, you can write what you used on the back of it. So that way if you want to recreate it, you can. So I think I am going to do it on the back. That is that. And then theme planning. So this one is really helpful. So if I'm designing vinyls or templates, I need to plan it in advance. And you guys do too, but I'm gonna go through my process of planning because I have to design it, right? And then when I design a week in advance. So then it's actually gonna go out to you guys to be available. But I have Obsidian Circle people and the All Access people, and both of them get early release to either vinyl or digitals, which means on the 3rd week after designing it, it will actually go public. And that's where you guys can shop for it and purchase it. And if it's vinyl, I have to mail it to you. So then there's a week in the mail, and then you get it. You have to come up with a design. You have to actually like film it and promote it and list it and then sell it to somebody, and then it spends a week in the mail getting to them. So minimum, you're talking 8 weeks ahead of time. That's a month and a half. That's 2 months, sorry. which is why I design 3 months ahead. And you guys, is kind of the same thing. If you want to start designing stuff ahead of time, you don't have to design the vinyls, but you still have to come up with an idea and then order it and have it shipped to you. So 3 months ahead is a good time frame, and that's kind of what the spread is for. So like on August, for example, it will give you back to school, baseball, harvest, and of course you can add your own. So in August, you're designing for November, but in May, you will be designing for August. So that's what this is. And you have a legend down here at the bottom to kind of like show you how that works. But that's the purpose of this 3 month ahead planning. And then you can have other ideas list over here on the side. But that is the purpose of this, is to keep you on track with everything going on. And then you have the wish list, which is basically the item, the price, the site, and then your growth and planning. So it's just essentially goal planning. So you put your goal and then you'll elaborate on like what your vision is for that goal. And then protect future self by, if you're anything like me and you overthink everything and you need to recenter, write something here that's important to you, like a mindset or a value that will help you filter through all that chaos and focus on the part that actually mattered when you set this goal. And that's what the focus statement is. So then you're kind of brainstorm here and actually come up with an action plan, which is broke down into tasks you have to do once a day, or just once, daily, weekly, monthly, or annually. And again, there's a legend for that down here at the bottom. And pre-filled at the bottom is schedule these upcoming tasks in your planner so you can actually stay accountable. And when it comes back to accountability, it's referenced both here on your weeklies as well as on your monthly overview, so you don't forget about all these things that help us stay on track. As well as recording your weekly sales, which is also mentioned here and here. So it's designed specifically for us. I have other ideas of stuff that I'm going to include, like reference information, like tumbler sizing and cleaning rims or getting bubbles out of your resin, or glitter types and stuff. And there was a bunch of other things that I was going to include, that I have the whole planner pretty much on sticky notes here with ideas of things to include or change. So if you guys have ideas or you have a spot in your own tumbler world that you feel like you need to improve on in some way and you don't know how, tell me what that struggle is, because I can find a way. If you have it, then somebody else does too. I can kind of find a way to account for that. That would help. But this is coming. So if anyone's interested, just search for planner on the site, and there's a notify me button, so you can stay up to date on that stuff. But this is a work in progress, but I'm hoping to have it out soon. But yeah, that's up. Putting a lot of work into this, and I kind of had a heads up because I use that system anyway on my own, but I'm tweaking it and perfecting it so I can make it available to you guys. And no, I will put pockets in there. Like on mine, I got pockets throughout. I will probably do a dashboard page in there somewhere. But yeah, I don't know. There's gonna be things in there. I have to make dividers and tabs still. You're obviously not gonna have sticky notes in there, so it's not complete yet, but this will be the cover. I do have to tweak the size because I fucked up here, punched this. So I am gonna shrink the top down so that doesn't happen again. But you will have tabs. You'll have bottom tabs and side tabs. But yeah, that's what I got. Anyway, that's the planner thing. Here's our tumbler for today. But if you have any questions, hit me up on the chat on the website, or email me, chris@coatglitter.com. And that is all. I'm getting off here, but I will see you guys again Friday. So thank y'all for hanging out, and I will talk to y'all later.